All right, traders, to watch this video for, I cannot believe I'm saying this, Friday, February 22nd. Pretty narrow range again on the SPY. If you look at 5-minute candles, we gapped down, sold off, climbed up, took out the high of day, took out the low of day, bounced a little bit, low of day again, and then closed kind of strong. Very choppy day. Very choppy day. Best call of the day by me was probably KNDI. Just met all of our parameters, right? Strongest stock on the planet yesterday, and then kind of rolled over at the end of the day. Then today gaps up, sells off. Sellers come in, sellers fail scenario, right? We like this over 860. I called it long over the mic. If this breaks 860, and I don't know, 8 minutes later, it went up over 60 cents. Pretty good money for a day trader. Ended up closing kind of weak, but what are we watching tomorrow? ZSAN. As a day trader, it's embarrassing to say that I didn't get involved in this until it was $5, right? I'll show you. So it made this huge move. I actually called this long in chat. I said if it takes out like 275, it might take off, right? So it does that. Goes up to 285, comes right back down. Now I didn't take this, but if I would have taken it here, certainly would have scalped some through the high of day, and when it came back to my entry, this is exactly the way I trade, exactly what I teach, I would have been back out. So if that would have happened, then it came down, I would have felt right about it, and then I would have watched it do that without me. Anyway, so it made a huge move, just kept going. I tried a couple buy zone pullbacks here with bids, but it was so strong it wouldn't even get into the buy zone. So then in the afternoon, it finally pierces 5, comes down, bounces again, and there's a really tight flag going on here. I literally caught this right at $5. Called it through 5, looking for a quick high of day break, and it had a really nice run there too. I literally got filled right at 5 there, which ended up giving me a decent day, that and a couple other trades. But overall today, I hated it. I had a nice start to the day with KNDI, and then I took a few trades that got me right back to even, and then even one that got me red on the day, and then ended up having a decent afternoon. But it was definitely a choppy day. Anyway, ZSAN, way ahead of itself, but got to have it. Anytime something trades 77 million shares and closes as strong as a day trader, we've got to have that on watch the next day. VLRX, I don't love this one, but a nice volume spike. By the way, thanks to those of you that joined me tonight. I did a YouTube live thing again, building my watch list live. Had several folks show up, and that was kind of fun. Anytime you get an alert that I'm on YouTube, feel free to join. There's a chat room attached to it. You can ask questions and so on. So anyway, VLRX, nice kind of breakout today, but I don't really like stocks under $1. So we'll keep our eyes on it, but I don't love it. Riot. I like the fact that it had this big pop, then an inside day, then another inside day, but I would have preferred this was a green candle. And the reason being, today's high was 390, and that's really the only number that this kind of breaks out of this wedge to the upside, is if it breaks 390, and it closed at 352. So it's got to make like a 40-cent move just to get to the point where it looks good on the daily. So I'm interested, but I'm also not. All right. CECO, let me pan out a little bit here. Pretty nice volume, closing well off its highs, but we'll see if we get a red to green, something like that in it. HYRE, really nice move back here, and you're kind of flagging. It's interesting to me because it topped out at exactly 450, so whole numbers and half numbers combined with a decent looking chart can be kind of interesting. It's worth noting that this is a very whippy trader, so certainly not in love with it either. OMED had really nice volume 4 sessions ago. It went from 76 to almost $1, right? And then kind of flagging, decent volume again today. If we can get through $1, it might squeeze. Today's high was 89 cents, so it's kind of interesting. Maybe over 89 is enough to get it to and through $1, so that one lands on the watch list. NIO, nice volume yesterday, and you kind of have a 2-day high right there, so I want to watch that one. BTX, you had the pop here. Well, first you had a big move here, pulled back, found support, then a pop. Then it looked like, okay, longs are in trouble, shorts are in charge, and then right back up. So this one is interesting to me over $1.30, which was the high from a few days ago. DLPH, nice breakout today on strong volume. We're just looking for a low risk intraday setup for a possible follow through day tomorrow. XNet, kind of like Riot. These two are worth watching if Bitcoin starts running. These are, a couple of the old crypto plays that ran when Bitcoin ran. You had a nice pop here and a couple days lower on declining volume. So we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin if that runs. I'll be looking at XNet and Riot for trades. SPN had the kind of an earnings breakout here, then a couple days lower on lower volume, worth watching. And then EA, this is the one that moved on Apex Legends, their game that's really, really popular. And I have a 23-year-old son, and I can tell you he was a Fortnite addict, and now he is an Apex Legend addict. So he doesn't even look at Fortnite anymore. So with that said, and then this gap down on terrible earnings, I guess, back here, a couple weeks ago. Now you've had a nice move, and 4 days down into the 20-day. Pretty good setup, especially with the story behind this one for a bounce play tomorrow. All right, that's it. I'm done battling. We'll add gappers to this list in addition to this, and we should find plenty to trade tomorrow. Have a great night, and we'll see everybody in chat.